Welcome to Charlotte, North Carolina, and inside the Spectrum Center. I'm Beth Mullins along with Debbie Antonelli. We've got 18th ranked USC and number 9 NC State. It's the Big Ten against the ACC, head-to-head in our Ally tip-off.
This is the third year of the event. This is a made-for-TV event, standalone event in Charlotte. The Charlotte Sports Commission put together 3 years ago.
Was turned into one of the marquee events of the early season. Sam Jones on the drive and his foul down on the low block.
Here's what you get with USC, Beth. You got Jazzy Davidson, the #1 recruit in the country. At 6'1", the freshman is a lefty. And then for NC State, the backcourt of the Wolfpack with Zoe Brooks and Sam Jones are the heartbeat of this team.
Tilda Trieger takes the inbound, really solid guard play, and then Trieger in the paint for NC State. The defense the first time for USC, but Brooks able to wrap it around and a chance at a three-point play.
Both these teams are going to be challenged in their transition defense and guarding the basketball off the bounce. This is what NC State is good at. Their guards are quick, they're shifty, and they're committed to get to the paint. In getting to the paint, they are really good distributors as well, but when Zoe Brooks is going to the paint, she's looking to score right now.
All ACC first and the most improved player in the league a year ago. As we take a look at who is on the floor, brought to you by Ally, and there is a look at Southern Cal. Kara Dunn is the transfer from Georgia Tech, who has had terrific games against NC State in the past.
And there's Kara Dunn on the offensive glass. Now NC State's got to do a better job of defending the offensive glass. They gave up 16 offensive rebounds in their win over Tennessee.
There's your starting five for the Pack, including Camille Pierre, a 20-point scorer last year at Vanderbilt, and one of the big portal pickups around the country. Long rebound tracked down by Samuels.
They're really settling for the three early, and they have yet to make one.
They are now 0 for 5. That is half the shots they've attempted. Looking for Pierre, knocked away from behind, and SC has a chance to push. The reigning champions of the Big Ten Conference, their first year in the league last season. Another three-ball attempt, and that won't go. And the long rebound to Brooks, and now NC State with numbers. Zoe, the step through no. And it comes out to Southern Cal.
I think both teams sloppy, maybe a little nervous. Settling for jump shots. Wes Moore is asking Zoe Brooks to settle it down right here and run a set.
USC is just 2 of 13 to open the ball game. NC State with an old-fashioned three-point play and a three-pointer here in the early going. 5 on the shot clock. Samuels, good defense by USC, and they force the held ball. Wes Moore now in his 13th season with the Pack, 37 years of coaching, 5th preseason top 10 ranking. The last 6 seasons at NC State, the best in the ACC with 5 championships. And on the other side, Lindsey Gottlieb in her 5th year, winning the Big Ten regular season a year ago. One of her best coaching jobs, Debbie, may have been in the NCAA tournament after they lost Juju Watkins. Still, were a hair's breadth away from the Final Four.
Yeah, and she's playing in a very competitive Big Ten like the NC State's playing in the ACC. Both these teams are picked to finish at the top of their leagues, or second, in the top half, I should say.
USC 3rd in the preseason in the Big Ten. NC State 2nd in the ACC. Off the window, no. Both sides able to hit the offensive glass. Not a lot of production, though, on their second chances yet.
That's the second time NC State has gone under on London Jones, and foul picked up off the screen.
8-6 NC State early on. Let's see, coming out of the timeout, Debbie, if both sides have settled down a little bit.
There was a lot of jacking going on out there, like just pulling up and shooting and not having, you know, the balance or your feet under your shot. Let's see if NC State's transition defense can be better. Let's see if Southern Cal's shot selection can be better.
Oh, hanging for the block is Samuels after it looked like Iwuchukwu was going to have free run of it at the rim.
USC is getting behind the NC State defense by sprinting the floor. They're doing an excellent job of getting to the rim.
In their half-court offense, it's been a lot of 3 balls.
Still going under on London Jones. You know, it's 3 consecutive ball screen actions for London Jones, number 3 for Southern Cal, who is known as a three-point shooter, but NC State's defending her by going under.
Over 200 threes in her career, and there's a look at Juju Watkins, who is out this season with the ACL injury. One of the best players in the country. On the inbounds, they will score. Lindsey Gottlieb, when we spoke to her today at shoot-around, they are very confident in Southern California that Juju will be back to play for the Trojans next year. Obviously, there will be a lot of potential options available to her, but they are excited. They think she will be returning. Hey, top 20 teams highlight next Sunday afternoon's women's basketball schedule. It's 9th-ranked NC State hosting number 17 TCU. That comes your way at 1 Eastern. And then Louisville at Clemson, 3 o'clock on ESPN2. Women's hoops coming your way next Sunday as NC State returns home to Reynolds Coliseum in K-Out Court to take on Olivia Miles and TCU.
NC State, since 2015, when they renovated Reynolds, is 135-15 at home.
Yeah, they didn't lose last year at home. Here's Davidson on the drive. Jazzy opens up the game 0 for 3. The overall #1 recruit coming out of high school a year ago out of Clackamas, Oregon. On the drive, they attack the freshman, and that's Devin Quigley coming in off the bench.
You got to match up quickly in transition. If you don't, both teams are looking to go off the bounce and attack closeouts.
Jones, and they finally are able to rattle one in after starting the night 0 for 6.
I think London Jones is wondering, did they look at my scouting report? Do they not know I'm a three-point shooter? They keep going under, but it's worked to this point until then.
Senior from Riverside who spent her first 3 years at UCLA before transferring. There's an offensive putback for Camille Pierre, who is now 1 rebound shy of 500 for her career. She's also approaching the 1,000-point mark here early in her junior season out of Phoenix.
She was considered one of the best portal gets this year. Westmore got her late out of the portal, and she fits in perfectly with his 4-out, 1-in offensive style. She was a double-double last year at Vandy.
Davidson short on the shot. Quigley with a nice box out. And here comes Zam Jones, and there's Pierre beating everybody down the floor. Timeout SC.
Lindsey Gottlieb not pleased with shot selection nor her team's ability to get back and defend in transition. Eyes to the rim. Jones delivers to Pierre. NC State up by a possession.
All right. 14-11, NC State with the lead over USC here at the Allied tip-off in Charlotte. Beth Mullins, along with Debbie Antonelli. Dee Cantner is with us as well, our rules analyst. And NC State and USC really running the floor real well.
Yeah. I mean, both teams are sprinting, okay? So now you got to make some shots. Like, you got to get in the paint, set up your three-point shooting by getting a piece of the paint and then kicking to the outside. And now Lindsey Gottlieb's coming out of the timeout running their Princeton offense.
Stripped away by Brooks. Zoe running with Quigley. And off the ball fake, Devin Quigley's been a nice spark off the bench for State.
So you come off the ATO, you turn it over, then you don't get back in transition.
That's going to be a foul on the Jones drive.
Jones on Jones.
And that is going to be her second foul. This is a NC State team that rarely fouls, rarely turns it over. In fact, in the Tennessee game, Tennessee is helter-skelter. They only turned it over 10 times and had 10 fouls.
They were 3rd in the nation last year in fewest fouls. They were 8th in the nation in turnovers. So that's an important staple of the way Wes Moore expects his team to execute on both sides of the ball.
Jones, the left-hander at the line, knocks them both down. Their only seniors this year are their transfers, Jones from UCLA and Dunn from Georgia Tech. Kara leads all scorers right now with 6 points.
Everybody in the ACC wanted Kara Dunn. She averaged 15.5 points last year at Georgia Tech. And Lindsey Gottlieb knows that's a good get because she brings veteran experience. Really physical on the block right now with Tilda Trieger, the 6'6" sophomore for NC State. There's not many 6'6s in the women's game that can pick and pop and shoot the three. I'm sure we'll see that before the game's over.
He's one of them as Dunn checks out. Wes Moore, this is the first thing that he talked about at shoot-arounds today with, oh man, they got Kara Dunn, she kills us. And from her time in the ACC the last 2 years, 21 a game, over 55% from downtown. And that included one game at NC State where she dropped 31 on them.
Late in the clock, Cox had to fire.
Trieger is there trying to clean it up, pitches it out to Quigley, an open look, got it.
So USC plays Trieger straight up in the post, and she makes a great read to the weak side.
Quigley has 7 off the bench here in the first for State. Final minute, slashing to the rim and laying it up and in for USC is Diana Mendez, the sophomore from Paris, France.
What a move. The quickness off the bounce.
Lunan, good defense that time from Jones, and then Lunan able to knock it loose, and here comes Brooks. Going after the big girl, attacking, and drawing the foul on Gerda Rochadita.
This is what I'm talking about, Tilda Trieger. Watch right here. Look at the collapse on her on the inside, and then Quigley's going to move out to the perimeter. It's a really good job of waiting till you get the help. Once you draw the help, kick it to a wide open slot three. Excellent job by 6'6" sophomore Tilda Trieger.
Here's Brooks at the free throw line. 13 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. She played 39 minutes and 20 seconds in the Tennessee game.
And only turned it over 3 times against pressure, duress, length for all those minutes.
Sat for just 20 seconds, which equals the amount of time Debbie was sitting down in the pregame. For 2 hours, she just roamed around talking to everybody. 3 ball is good. Okay. You cannot give her looks.
Look, you gonna keep going under?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I am not. Let's see if that's what Wes Moore is gonna say in the timeout. 2-point ball game. London Jones getting hot from downtown.
At shoot-around today, and first of all, what an incredible athlete, and what a high IQ about the game and how much she loves it. And she says Juju has actually, because she's experienced everything that she hopes to go through, that Juju has been able to mentor her and help her. Just providing some advice.
Who would know better how to deal with the spotlight and the attention that comes in the Los Angeles market? It's been a long, long time, right, since you've had breakout women's basketball superstars in the second largest market in the country. Probably back to the days of Cheryl Miller, Tina Thompson, Lisa Leslie, and they will score a bucket inside Rochadita with her first basket.
Really good execution by Lindsey Gottlieb's club coming off the ATO.
After a slow start, both sides have settled down. The top 2 scorers have come off the bench so far today. Pierre, offensive rebound around 3 defenders, but couldn't finish.
I mean, two-handed rebound. She gets off her feet quickly, does Pierre.
Brooks with the push the other way. Just to follow up as well with Juju Watkins, we did ask to speak to her or see if we could get her on the headset today. USC denied that request, but we wanted to let you know we did try and talk to her. She was out here going through the motions with their athletic trainer. She is working on a rehab at USC. And the expectation right now, Debbie, is that she'll continue to travel with the team, be there at practices for the communications major. And as we mentioned earlier, there will be options for Juju, but they are confident that she will be back at USC next year, is what they told us today. Shot clock winding down, and an offensive foul. The charge taken by Mendez. Big week, too, for Juju with some of that NIL money. She is now an investor, the first collegian to invest in the NWSL's Boston Legacy FC. That's the new Boston women's soccer team that will be starting up next season. That's huge news for a college student athlete to be able to do that. First to invest in a pro sports
setting up her future.
Yeah.
The last possession, USC goes to their horn set. Lindsey Gottlieb's trying to slow down the tempo a little bit with her team. Obviously, you want them to run, but if you don't have anything, you got to have some maturity, and not having a veteran point guard on the floor can change things for you. You're working through it.
Gottlieb, last year's Big Ten Coach of the Year. Oh, so close to getting SC back to the top. Of course, back-to-back national championships in 1983 and 1984 in the Cheryl Miller, Cynthia Cooper, McGee era.
They like to run that Iverson stuff over the top, and they don't really get anything. And that's the first three of her career, Beth.
Breaking through for her first bucket.
He was 0 for 9 from the three-point line until that three right there for Jazzy Davidson.
Well, you gotta love the confidence. Of course, growing up in Clackamas, Oregon, she spent a lot of time watching Sabrina Ionescu, the terrific three-point shooter, now on the W, of course, and with the U.S. national team. Davidson gonna try it back-to-back. And Brooks with the leak out and the lay-in.
Quick threes, long rebounds, easy twos on the other end.
Good can be good as an outlet pass. Jones. Another defender that went under a screen, Debbie.
Well, typically Westmore's teams are really good defensive rebounding because they send 5 to the defensive glass, and their ball screen coverage and the way they play allows them to not get out of rotation.
Cox no good from the corner, and the ball saved inbounds, but to SC.
NC State getting 3 back in transition. They didn't even send anybody but Pierre to the offensive boards.
Davidson, the left-hander with the spin, can't knock it down. Sam Jones, head up, pass, picked off. Uncharacteristic with a lot of turnovers here in the first half for NC State. And Jones will make them pay at the other end.
The transfer from UCLA has some Final Four experience from last year. She is 3 for 3 outside the three-point line.
Leads all scorers with 11, and SC's lead is up to 4. 4 minutes into this second quarter. Shot blocked by Davidson. She is long. Got out to defend.
London Jones doing a really nice job right here. Just relocate on the perimeter. And then Jazzy Davidson hits the triple. And then Quigley got to make a better decision because the length of Davidson out on the floor.
Brooks. Pierre off the ball fake, and a foul called on USC. Jones and Brooks, that's Zoe and Zam, a combined 4 for 12 so far in this first half.
Now, Beth, you can put your hands on them as much as you want now.
Hot stove touches.
Balance, speed, rhythm, and quickness. If you disrupt those things, those are going to be fouls.
Yeah. Can't linger with one hand. You can go back and forth with the two. Can't have those two hands on at the same time. Dee Cantner is our rules analyst. She's with us here today courtside after an illustrious career in the striped shirts. The feed inside to Krieger goes to the right. Terrific box out by Iwu Chukwu, the sophomore out of Nigeria at 6'3". They'll give it a go again from downtown. NC State seems content to let the others shoot it from out there.
Mendez did go 3 for 3 in the New Mexico State game from out there.
Brooks forced it. Pierre able to get to it. They make her fade away on the shot. And now under 5 to go and a chance for SC to extend the lead. Davidson off the cross, floats one up, no. Second chance, that won't go.
Krieger taps it to Quigley.
Now Trigger in the trail, got it.
Both teams looked a little fatigued right now.
Yeah, there haven't been a lot of whistles.
Back to their Princeton.
Attacking inside, that one won't go from Mendez. Brooks somehow found Samuels underneath for the lay-in.
Good job by Caden Samuels to get behind the Southern Cal defense. That's why you got to sprint the floor hard and wide. You got to run all the way to the baseline.
These guys have been running pretty much the entire quarter here. Again, no whistle, and down the other end we go. Solid defending on both sides.
No movement by NC State. This is where fatigue comes in.
And there's the turnover that will get a whistle with 3:27 to go in the half in a tie game.
Time to catch their breath and regroup over at the bench. Eyes behind the back of her head. Samuels behind the defense and scores a bucket in transition.
Kizubin, Andrea right on the money there. 12 fast break points for NC State. And we've got a tie ball game with 3:27 to go. USC London Jones has been terrific off the bench, 3 of 3 from downtown. She leads all scorers with 11. Zoe Brooks has 8 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists for NC State.
I don't think we're going to see Zam Jones with those 2 fouls. Westmore has kept his bench on the floor playing alongside when Zoe Brooks is out there. So he's gone to his bench with Lunan and Quigley.
Yeah, Zam Jones has played 10 minutes, 2 fouls. Not likely to see her again before the third quarter. Here is Lunan.
Camille Pierre pointed and said, pass the ball down to the baseline so that I can get position and make a move. And coming off the ATO, that's the second time that Westmore has dialed up a play for her.
Nice slash to the bucket. Jones able to find Samuels. Junior out of Seattle.
Small and quick on the floor for USC right now. Try to post up Pierre.
Pierre reaches over the top, and they swing it back out to Naisha Lunan. A foul inside. Pierre already double-digit rebounds, and she draws a foul there.
London Jones doing a nice job driving hard to the baseline.
And that is the third personal foul on Kara Dunn. She will have to depart. 6 points, 4 rebounds for Kara. So both sides down a starter on the perimeter. And Lunan going to be called for the travel. Good defense again by Samuels. Hey, tonight, right here on ESPN and the all-new ESPN app, how about a men's matchup? It's Washington and Baylor coming your way tonight at 8:30 Eastern. Underway in the college basketball season. Both these teams coming in at 1-0. NC State trying for the first time in school history to open the year with back-to-back ranked wins. Their win over Tennessee, one of the best in the country here in the first couple of weeks.
I mean, you play against that pressure that Tennessee brings and the rotations that keep coming at you, and you only turn it over 10 times. I don't know if anybody all year will do that.
Yeah.
And there's no seniors on this NC State team. That's the first time that's happened as well.
Both these clubs lost a lot, whether it's injuries, whether it's graduation to the WNBA.
I think that's why Wes Moore had to get Zoe Brooks back on the floor. And she's clearly separated herself as the leader of this team just based on the preseason and how she played against Tennessee.
Jones, an integral part of UCLA's march to the Final Four last year. Known for her three-point shooting, a couple of years ago she set a UCLA record with 87 of them, and now choosing this year to get her fourth year of eligibility across town.
Here comes full court pressure, man-to-man defense. They like this flat ball screen action right here. Here comes Trieger to set a flat screen for Brooks.
Trieger thought about the three. Pierre down on the low block, muscles one up and in.
It's a good thing Pierre can catch everything that comes in there because NC State has not done that great of a job feeding the post, but she can make a play.
Got State back on top. Minute and a half to go. Here's Kennedy Smith, rattles one in.
Just a simple naked side ball screen action, and NC State going under because they're really worried about offensive rebounds. Kennedy Smith does a nice job of pulling up and not over penetrating.
Part of their big freshman class last year out of Chino, California, a former high school player of the year in the state. Gottlieb has done a terrific job keeping a lot of the talent at home as Samuel swoops into
See
score.
what happens when you reverse the ball a couple of times, you get an open look.
Final minute, first half. Good back and forth for the Big Ten and the ACC. And Jones again. The youngster Lunan chooses to go under, and Jones buries it.
I think London Jones just like calculate, like, yep, okay. It just builds more confidence in a shooter too, when you can make it.
Real strong basketball IQ.
I like this flat ball screen action for NC State right here. Let's see if Trieger or Pierre sets it. Or they just go 1-4 flat and let Zoe go.
Zoe goes. Zoe scores.
Sometimes you don't need a screen.
The buzzer beater gets NC State the 1-point lead into the locker room. We've hit the half with the score 34-33. London Jones at one end for Southern Cal. Able to take advantage. And the pull-up is good, and then Brooks. 1v1 all day long. She'll take that. Let's get you to the studio, Zubin and Dre.
I am looking to pull the trigger every time, and she's made good decisions with a basketball in her hand so far.
Here's a look at our game summary. Jones, 3 for 3 from deep. Everybody else, 3 of 19. They've been trying a lot of triples. Brooks messing around with a triple-double through the first 20 minutes, and Camille Pierre is just a bucket away from another double-double. She opened up her NC State career with a double-double against Tennessee. Off the bounce, and let's see if that's going to get Jazzy Davidson going.
She rejects the screen in the middle third, and we just said in the break, I wonder if she can get to the free throw line. I was just wondering if she could put it on the deck, because I know she's a good catch and shoot. Just showed us something right there.
Started out the game 1 for 10. Let's see if there's a big change in her push here in the second half. The #1 recruit in this year's class out of Clackamas, Oregon. And off the miss, here comes USC the other way. Running the lane, and off the mark is Gerda. And a foul underneath. Some foul trouble for Kara Dunn and Zam Jones in that first half.
And watch Jazzy Davidson right here. Hold her right here. Comes the screen and then the drive. It's a nice job of rejecting. in getting to the rim.
And that was the third foul on Jones. And after hardly playing a minute in the second quarter with 2 fouls, she picks up a quickie here and is gone. Devin Quigley, her replacement, had a nice first half. She's back out there for State. Davidson looking for a screen. There she goes again, off the bounce.
You think Lindsay Gottlieb said the same thing I was thinking at halftime? I mean, let's see if she can go off the bounce, and that's back-to-back buckets. That's a good job by Coach Gottlieb over there.
1 foot away from the basket is a higher percentage than 20 feet away from the basket. And a couple of quickies here for Davidson, as my mathematics continues to improve.
NC State goes to their horn set. They like Trieger on the pop, and they like that high-low game.
Pierre trying to keep it in play, and does. Samuel short corners it and gets it to go. They beat the shot clock buzzer.
You got to be living right to get that bounce.
Davidson off the cross. Gets a foot in the paint again, and after a 1 for 10 first half, she is 3 for 3 off the bounce to the bucket.
Now she's showing us why she's the #1 recruit in the country.
Has come alive. Maybe Juju got in her ear as well.
Maybe
in that locker room.
Her mentor over there.
Off the fake Quigley. SC made her fade away. Brooks, no go on the second chance. And here comes Kennedy Smith with her head up. Steps beautifully. Wow. Off the back iron. Brooks, patient, drops it off inside for Pierre, and she's fouled. Had a mouse in the house, and Pierre takes advantage.
Watch Jazzy right here work off some screening action, okay? She's going to come off, set a screen, and then get a screen, and then when she faces up, she just pulls the D away, gets another screen, and drops it to the rim. Nice and very well done by the #1 recruit in the country.
Boy, with those long legs for Jazzy, that's just a couple of steps from the top of the key for her to get to the low block. Pierre fades. Trieger, offensive rebound, that won't go. Pierre, another one. Davidson got a piece of it, and Pierre relentless on the glass, but can't convert. And SC will get it right back.
Now NC State coming off the halftime, their adjustment is 1 on the boards, everyone get back. The last time down, NC State didn't get matched up. Now you can sprint back, but you got to match up. That's the whole reason why you're only sending 1 to the offensive glass, is because you want to set up your defense.
Pierre with the face up and the skip pass to Trieger. Nails it for 3.
Really nice skip over the top of the defense. And there's 6'6", Tilda Trieger knocking down a triple.
The Swede coming through. Coming off a game that matched her career high with 19 against Tennessee.
She might be one of the most improved players in the nation this year. Played with the Swedish national team all offseason.
5 points and 7 rebounds here today. Jones able to keep that dribble alive. Went to the right hand even though the left was available. Brooks with the push, blocked by Jazzy. Jones out front. Misses the layup, bothered by Samuels, who hustled back. Multiple missed layups here for USC, and the good ball fake from Quigley.
Really nice. Now this is the tempo that NC State was able to beat Tennessee. The slower tempo, I think USC has controlled. They have played better in a slow down game than NC State has.
Air ball there from Kennedy Smith.
This is the pace. Watch Quigley. Down the left side of the floor. You don't see 2 hips, 2 shoulders. Little stutter. Just freezes the defense and gives her a lane to the rim.
She was a reserve last season, and an opportunity for more playing time. Taking advantage of it as Trieger is fouled. Hey, next Sunday afternoon, it's ACC Network Women's Basketball. Got a doubleheader for you. Georgia Tech and Jacksonville, Florida State and Indiana. Action starts at 3 Eastern on ACC Network. That's a week from today.
So Westmore going to horns. They like the high-low look, and Trieger, who just hit a 3, attacks a closeout off the bounce. That's an incredible skill set with size. The other thing you'll notice too, Beth, is players don't have to tuck their jerseys in this year. It's new rule that you don't have to tuck them in.
If you do wear a leg sleeve, it has to match the color of your jersey. As we see both sides abiding to that here today. Davidson 4 for 4 to start out the second half. Lindsay Gottlieb telling us how excited she is to be impactful all over the floor, not just with the offense. There she is defending. She's already got a couple of blocked shots today. Pierre waits for the defender to leave and draws the foul. Help came, then went away, and Camille attacked.
Jazzy Davidson, the lefty, the 6'1" freshman, doing a great job of reading the D. Watch this right here. Right off the screen into her jumper from 15. The Wolfpack with a 1-point lead, but Jazzy Davidson has been able to come alive on both ends of the floor defensively, rejecting shots, and on the offensive end, sometimes rejecting screens. This time she gets to the rim. There's the reject, and to the hole. And then watch this right here, flat ball screen, got options. NC State in drop coverage, pull the trigger, shed the defense with a little shoulder and get to the rim. Now we're cooking. 5 for 26 to start her USC career. And in the second half, she has gone 4 for 4, all on drives and 1 pull-up jumper.
All off the bounce, so she has more baskets this third quarter than North Carolina State does. As Camille Pierre will step to the line to try and bump the lead.
Camille Pierre, to me, has a little rope-a-dope look to her, right? Like, she's just kind of setting you up, but she's working hard for position. She's all over the glass for NC State. They got to get the ball to her where she doesn't have to give up her position on the block.
And with that free throw, back-to-back double-doubles to open up her NC State career after transferring over from Vanderbilt. And it's a 3-point NC State lead, number 9 against number 18.
See, look at Samuels is jumping on that left hand to Davidson, almost opening up the whole middle of the floor. You better have some help.
Help comes, but a foul is called. And NC State right now defensively has its hands full with the top recruit in the country.
And you want to sit on that left hand, but you have to be careful that you don't open up the middle third.
Jazzy hits on the first.
She's got a lot of confidence right now, Beth. Look, you can see what a different looking player already in the second half than she was in the first. Now she's set up her ability to hit a 3. Now with the confidence, if she gets a trail 3 or a transition 3 opportunity, she should take it.
Yep. Big second half for Jazzy, gets them back to within a point. Been close the whole day between these two. Both consider themselves contenders for the Final Four and a shot at a national championship this season. USC, transition 3 for Jones. And that's her first miss today from deep. Brooks takes that one herself and scores it.
She might have got away with a little hook right there.
Brooks now with a dozen to go, along with 8 rebounds and 4 assists today. Gotta love too, Debbie, these two clubs are taking on all comers this year. These two coaches do not shy away from a tough schedule. They want the challenges in the regular season. They're gonna get them, including a day like today. Davidson again hits the triple. And the freshman has announced herself on the national stage.
She's growing up right in front of our eyes right here in the second half.
Brooks off the hezzy and off the window.
I wonder how much longer Westmore will keep Zam Jones over there on the bench for those 3 fouls. She really hasn't had a chance to get in any rhythm yet. I think she comes in fourth quarter and plays the whole fourth quarter.
Davidson again. That one skids off the iron. Samuels breaks the other way with Jazzy giving chase. Bothers the shot. And it will go the other way. Hey, next Sunday afternoon, got a big double dip for you of women's college hoops. This NC State team will be at home where they were undefeated a year ago. They've won 23 straight. They will take on a 17th ranked TCU club led by Olivia Miles. And then it's Louisville at Clemson, 3 Eastern on ESPN2. Louisville, NC State, and Notre Dame, the winningest programs in the ACC over the last 6 years, dating back to the days of the pandemic. West Morris Club has the most ACC championships during that stretch with 5 in 6 seasons, including co-champs a year ago.
They've also won 3 ACC tournament titles during that time and played for the title 2 other times in that 6-year stretch.
Jeff Walsh has them by a nose during the regular season in terms of wins. And then, of course, the Duke Blue Devils are the preseason favorites in the league. Pierre knocked loose, and she might have been the last to touch it. Oh, it'll stay at this end. Good hustle by London Jones.
Camille with the left hand, and look at Jones and that closing speed.
Wow. Little DK Metcalf right there, Debbie, on this NFL Sunday.
Yeah, had my Bryce Young jersey on earlier for the Panthers.
We are here in Charlotte, North Carolina for the Allied tip-off, and it has been a good one with more on the horizon. They have spectacular matchups coming in the next few years. An announcement was made this past week, including NC State a couple of years.
Yeah, this event has been incredible. The vision of Danny Morrison and Will Pitts, who run the Charlotte Sports Foundation, and their teams, and the investment from Ally, Andrea Brimmer, and Belk, and the Hendricks Group, the Dukes Mayo. I mean, you keep go on and on. There's just been so many incredible sponsors that have invested in this to make this a special event here.
Second chance points there. Next year will be a double header, and the year after that it's UConn, South Carolina, as Trieger runs the floor. Assist Zoe Brooks. That's her 5th, so now it's really in play for a triple-double shot for Zoe over the last 11 and a half minutes. Jones splits the defense and scores on the lay-in.
That's the advantage of being a smaller guard right there. Just can get through spaces. And then Zoe Brooks with the drive.
Terrific guard play here this afternoon. Brooks, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. And the foul committed there by Laura Williams.
And here comes Zam Jones. Samuel's tired, so they need Zam Jones on the floor for her defense. You see Zoe Brooks. I almost think she plays the game pretty much under control. You know, it's hard to bump her off her line. She's strong going to the basket. She's got some change of direction to her game, but she also is tremendous on a straight line drive.
All right, so let's keep an eye on Zam Jones, number 3 in white. She's only played 11 minutes, only played 1 minute here in the third quarter with the foul trouble. Kara Dunn is also out there, 25 for USC with 3 fouls.
Let's see if Kennedy Smith can get going as well. I mean, she's been kind of quiet here in the second half.
She also has 3. Final minute 10 here in this third quarter.
There she is. They invert her on the duck in on the other side.
And that'll be a backcourt violation.
That's a set and a called play. I thought Lindsay Gottlieb would actually post up her perimeter a little bit more against the smaller backcourt of NC State.
It's only their 6th turnover of the day, but it gives NC State possession. Brooks will take advantage
aggression. That's what I'm talking about, Beth. When she gets her hips and shoulders by, she's physically strong, and she shields off the defense.
Samuels with the kick out. Brooks now with 19 to lead all scorers. Smith may have gotten away with an extra step there, and now State with numbers. Looking for a shooter, they find one. Zam Jones, cold off the bench for three. Four straight buckets for State. They're on an 8-0 run. Shot clock is off for Southern Cal. Mendez, no. Quigley, and she'll just hang on to it to end the third quarter. It's with a flurry for NC State. They lead it 58-50.
Zam Jones struggles with foul trouble all game, and then the Wolfpack gets numbers. And you switch sides of the floor and you stick the triple. An 8-point lead for the Pack. One of the top young players in our game.
Scored 13 of SC's 17 points in that third quarter. Unfortunately for them, NC State shot 50% in that quarter and outscored them by a touchdown. So an 8-point advantage for NC State as we start this fourth quarter.
And Zam Jones, who only played just under 13 minutes with those 3 fouls, hits her first basket going to break. Let's see if they can get her going a little bit.
So she's back out there with Zoe Brooks, who had 9 in the third and looking for more, and she'll get it. Hangs and hits. And a free throw coming after the harm.
This is what you like to call a weight room bucket. Look at the fouls. Not only did she get fouled once, she got fouled twice on that play and still got it to the rim.
Look at the line for Zoe. And it is a double-digit lead for the 9th-ranked Wolfpack. Trying for the first time in school history to open up the year 2-0 against ranked teams.
Well, Quigley's got the assignment on Davidson right now.
Davidson will try for 3, and she'll hit it from deep.
Get caught underneath the screen. NC State has not executed well against Southern Cal's screening action. You know, they keep running into the screen or going under the screen.
She is 6 for 9 now in the second half with 18 points.
You got to get skinny over those screens.
Pierre working on Dunn. The 2 veteran transfers going head-to-head. Kick out, Quigley, 3. And USC can chip away. Pull up. Hardly touched iron, but the offensive rebound is there. Laura Williams, the redshirt freshman out of Tampa.
I thought that did hit underneath the basket, the backboard, but that's still in play.
Our rules analyst, Dee Kantner, agrees with you, Debbie. That was a live ball. Jones, no. Pierre adds to her rebound total.
So good rebounding out of her area, which means she doesn't have to rebound just the balls that are above her head. She can go get it.
She's got 14 boards. Misses the shot there.
She's good. She's quick off her feet. Oh man, they're going to get Jones for her 4th foul?
Yes, they are.
Did she disrupt her speed, balance, rhythm, and quickness?
Let's go back to that last replay, and Dee Kantner, our rules analyst, is with us. Dee?
What the official is calling is a hold on that play. It doesn't seem self-evident from our angle over here. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dee.
It does
There's
not
no
look like
foul
she
there.
reroutes her right there. We're looking for rhythm, speed, balance, quickness affected.
There you go.
Thank you, Dee. Longtime official in the women's game, has worked multiple Final Fours over the years, and now joining us throughout the season as our rules analyst.
Well, that's a big play in the game for NC State because that takes one of their more experienced guards off the floor with 4 fouls.
So Zam will sit.
Call the hold. I don't see the hold.
NC State to inbound here.
Pre-switch by Southern Cal on their out-of-bounds plays.
Oh, they missed Trigger. And now a hold's going to be called out top.
Now that's a hold. Okay, that is what Dee is talking about. Speed, balance, rhythm, and quickness. She did not allow her to cut. Yeah, watch right here.
And I think she had both hands on her at the same time too, which you cannot do. And now it's going to be an offensive foul on NC State.
Okay, we've had 3 consecutive plays right here. It slows the game down. This is good for Southern Cal on the road. I think both these coaches, I always think Westmore is great when he has his offense in front of him in the fourth quarter. I think Lindsey Gottlieb is an excellent play caller as well.
Yep.
Little ghost action by Smith.
See if Kennedy gets established here in the fourth. High off the glass for Kennedy Smith.
I'm just amazed at how many playmakers there are on the floor that do not need a screen to make a play.
It's a 7-0 run now for USC. And a 3-minute scoring drought for NC State, and that's going to be a foul on Brooks trying to get the ball back from Samuels.
NC State typically is not a team that puts others in the bonus early. That's 3 team fouls. That's a good strip right there. It just looks like a loose ball, both players falling to the ground. Hard to see from our angle.
Actually, she trips her. It's a very good call. Going for that loose ball.
Thank you, Dee. That is the 3rd on Brooks. And so after they fell behind by 11, SC creeping right back into this. Jones on the inbound. Nope. Trigger with the rebound. Brooks looking to attack the smaller defender. Scoops it up with the opposite hand.
So many creative finishing skills at the rim. What a job by Brooks. I mean, that's been one of her best offensive plays. Just scored in transition when the defense isn't organized.
She's got 24. Jones has been held to just 1 basket so far in the second half after she went 3 for 3 from downtown in the first half.
You know, when Tennessee and NC State played, I wondered if Zoe Brooks had the maturity without any seniors to be able to run this team. And she answered that for me in that game. Because she said playing behind Sanaya Rivers and Isaiah James helped her understand what Westmore needed and the culture that he wanted the team to play and the tempo. She has great feel for the game.
Little tussle between a couple players that were at the Final Four with other teams last year.
You know you don't give up the basketball, right? You just hang on to it.
I always said you don't give extra credit.
Samuels, who has that, oh, there's Sanaya Rivers, who was with this NC State team a year ago and played in the W this year.
First round draft pick along with Isaiah James.
That won't go.
0 for 3 on their last 3 possessions, shooting the 3.
But look at Jazzy gets the steal and will take it right back the other way. Has Trigger in front of her. Nice drop off. Filling the lane, Rao Shadida.
You got to protect the basket first. You got to guard the ball.
Back to a 2-possession game. Trigger will try and counter that with a 3. And they're going to get somebody over the back. It's going to be on Pierre. And it is USC basketball as we approach the midway point of this fourth quarter.
See, you're in winning time now. You have to execute. You've got to take care of the ball. You've got to be able to not have any slippage. I mean, we're still in November, the first week of college basketball, and we got this kind of competitiveness on the floor. Our product is good, Beth.
Second nail biter in as many games for NC State after a close win against Tennessee this week. Davidson will try it again, and she's cooled off a bit after that big third quarter. Settling for jump shots instead of getting to the basket. Brooks. Sam Jones back on the floor and knocking it down. Her second triple.
That's the execution I'm talking about. Zoe Brooks sets that up for Sam Jones to come off those screens.
And now the freshman is the one initiating the offense for Southern Cal. Smith. Cox trying to stay in front of her, and Kennedy spins and scores. And a quick timeout for the Trojans.
Jazzy Davidson scored in the third quarter, and now she's reading the D and dropping it off to Gerda inside. And then watch Brooks set up Jones off the screen and bucket for the sophomore.
The Cats were one of the last 4 teams standing a year ago. If they win today, they would clinch their 9th straight SEC regular season title. That's coming up. Jazzy Davidson, 16 points. Zoe Brooks, 14 for those two in this second half. And now it's clutch time down the stretch with 4:16 to go. Interesting right there, Debbie. USC calls a defensive timeout.
Yeah.
So they have just 2 remaining the rest of the way.
And Lindsey Gottlieb called an early timeout when it was 14-11. They were trailing by just a basket in the first quarter.
NC State has all 4 remaining and the possession arrow right now. USC in the bonus, and that's rattled in.
And that's just a simple naked side ball screen action, and good read by Sam Jones. Pull up 15-footer.
Kara Dunn back out on the floor now for USC. That gives them another weapon.
They're trying to pick on Maddie Cox right here. Smith
kept the pivot foot and scores. That's good balance right there.
Back-to-back baskets on that matchup with Smith.
Who's ready to make a big impact down the stretch? Big win on the resume for whoever does.
Zoe Brooks curls into the switch.
In some trouble, and a 3-second violation. Had her foot in the lane. And the turnover gives it back in a 5-point game.
Zam, ball screen. Hezzy, drop coverage. Pull up at the nail. And then keeps that pivot. Nice move.
Well, the Stars have come out as anticipated in this big matchup, Debbie.
Well, the backcourt of NC State makes everything work, especially behind the play of junior Zoe Brooks. Remember, Zoe's been to the Final Four. She's got an ACC championship. She understands competitive winning time, and she knows how to get the basketball to the right people, including Sam Jones, who struggled with foul trouble in the first half, had 3 early, and has only played in this game 16 and a half minutes, but look at the numbers for Brooks. That is back-to-back double-doubles to start the season.
Matched her total from last year, and she's messing around with a triple-double again today. On the other side, Jazzy Davidson with 19, London Jones with 16. USC trying to play catch-up throughout this fourth quarter. They've been down by as many as 11, and before the shot from Davidson, a foul on the screen.
That's going to be on Kara Dunn. They were totally running that play for Jazzy. That's fourth foul on Dunn. She hasn't really not been able to get going today either.
And she departs as Brooks brings it across midcourt. Zoe attacking. And called for a foul, or excuse me, called for a travel. Correct call. Yep, that was right. got a third step in there, and D. Cantner agrees, our rules analyst. Jones short on that pull-up. The other thing you talk about winning time and clutch time, Debbie, is the fatigue factor early in a season. How are the legs underneath you? That's the second one here in the fourth quarter that's been short from London.
We're seeing Westmore dig into that playbook right here, seeing a couple of sets that we have not seen so far in the game.
He's keeping that lane wide open right here. Trigger. And now time for Zam to create. Uses the screen to pull up short. London Jones has it.
Good box out by Kennedy Smith over there on Pierre, who already has 15 rebounds.
2 minutes to go in a two-possession game. Jones, that time hard off the back iron.
Zoe Brooks likes everybody, just clear it out, get out of the way, let her initiate offense.
And she's bumped by Jones. Hey, tonight right here on ESPN, still to come, also on the all-new ESPN app, it's a men's basketball matchup. Scott Drew and Baylor hosting 2-0 Washington in a good early season test. That's at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on ESPN and the all-new app. NC State still not shooting free throws. And now will be the next time. Davidson almost got the pick.
That pass is too long against a team right now that needs possessions. You can't make that long pass. Got to shorten that angle. Good anticipation, though, by Davidson.
Brooks drives to the left side. No. Pierre, weak side. That rolls around and out. And now numbers for SC on the run. Jones to Davidson. Back to London for three. Got it. And another defensive timeout called here by USC. They will have one left with 1:24 to go. It's a two-point game. Jones and Davidson, good work together.
Really nice job. You attack, you make Jones help off the corner. You never want to help off the strong side corner. And look at the reaction by USC.
Amped up. Let's freaking go, I believe, or words to that effect. And so here are the significant numbers. NC State with the basketball and a two-point lead. They've got the timeouts. Neither side with a foul to give. Possession arrow to State.
NC State was pretty good at this part of the game the other night against Tennessee. And this is the first
win
time
in the final minute.
Yeah, this first time USC in just the second game of the season. But this is why you play these early games. You try to build the kind of habits that you need. You want to put your team in some adverse situations early. You find out what and who.
Terrific guards for both of these clubs in these critical situations for your ball handlers and your playmakers. Samuels will try for three. No. And Trigger had a handful of Gerda's jersey, and it'll go the other way.
It's free throws.
Yeah, no question there. And so Rose Shadida, the Lithuanian national, will head to the free throw line and a chance to tie this game with 1:10 to go. Has not been yet today. In fact, neither side spending much time on the free throw line this afternoon.
NC State in practice the other day worked on pinching right here on the free throw line, which means you got to step in and make sure you get this rebound, assuming it's a miss.
Gerda gets one of two. Full court pressure, and Wes says, get out of the way and let Zoe bring it up.
Westmore is really gaining confidence and trust in Zoe's ability in these situations.
Final minute. Pierre gets it back out to Brooks. Trigger has to kick it out, and now it's a race against the shot clock. Samuels, good help defense. Jones has to jack, and there's Pierre weak side to get him another possession. And NC State was able to get the timeout before the ball was tipped away. And Pierre grimacing as she holds both of her calves.
Let's see where the inbound point is on this ball, because I believe it's going to be below the free throw line, but is it in the deep corner? We should ask D. Where's the ball going to be inbounded, D?
Well, I'm going to look at, I'm not sure if they're going baseline or sideline. Let's see. What do we got?
Looks like NC State gets a timeout right here, D.
I think they're probably going to the baseline right there.
So probably right where Melissa Barlow is.
Barlow is standing. Yes, and Melissa's holding the ball, indicating exactly where they're going to inbound the ball. On the baseline.
So what's the issue with that, Dave?
Well, just because what kind of play you want to run here, right? And you see, looks like Camille might be having some cramping issues potentially. It depends on what kind of out-of-bounds play you want to run, right? When if it's on the sideline, you might have to run a different play than what you can run right under the basket. So
usually a little tougher coming out of the corner, right?
Totally
and you can't run the baseline here.
It's a spot throw-in.
Fabulous finish here at the Ally tip-off. Can NC State do what has not been done in the history of this program, dating back, I believe, to 1975? And the rankings that came about in the 1980s have never opened up a year with two ranked wins.
You know, this is the 50th anniversary of the AP poll, by the way, since we're throwing that graphic up there.
Shout out to Doug Feinberg.
And Mel Greenberg. All right, so you got to cut hard. You got to prepare for USC to switch on everything, and they might show a zone here.
Is SC putting any big girl on the ball?
Yeah, they're pre-switching.
It is Davidson making it tough for Brooks to see. She does find Trigger, and then they lose it. Good pressure from SC. And are they going to get another foul here?
They got a kick ball.
Kick ball. So with possession now for Southern Cal, they're down one with a timeout and about a 4-second difference. Shot and game clocks.
Samuels on Davidson.
Is she going to call on the rookie? It is Kennedy Smith on the drive. No good. Rebound, Trigger.
You got a foul.
Brooks has it.
You got to get it over the midcourt. Oh,
They fouled.
You almost had the 10-second count in the backcourt. See, this is going to be good on film tomorrow, right? This is
clock management,
Yeah. I mean, they almost had it. Instead, I was waiting. They were trying to get a steal, trying to trap, looking for something right here. Now watch the clock.
It's about 18, 19 seconds, and now with 10, they were a second away from a backcourt violation.
Wow. NC State's playing keep away. They're not thinking about advancing it past the timeline.
So now, even if Jones makes both, still one possession here.
And Lindsey Gottlieb does have a timeout to advance the ball. And she's motioning
don't dribble.
Yeah. She wants her team to call a timeout to advance the ball. They went to Kennedy Smith last time.
Around and out, and she misses both, and now a two-pointer could win it for Southern Cal.
He's getting Kara Dunn back on the floor for offense. Now I'm looking for a direct feed to the block. You've got plenty of time. They have done a nice job in their screening action. NC State has struggled some tonight.
Zam Jones, who had the clutch free throws with 2 seconds to play against Tennessee, misses both here today. You've got Kara Dunn. You've got London Jones. You've got the freshman Jazzy off the bounce.
Well, the first thing I'm thinking is I might be putting Tilda Trigger on the ball. Let her be on the ball on the sideline so that she can get at her 6'6" frame up there and try to take vision away. And I might see NC State definitely switching on everything, but they've got to do a really good job of contesting without fouling here, and then you got to secure the rebound.
All right, they're going to be able to inbound around midcourt. So a shorter court to deal with.
So for Southern Cal, I like the direct feed to the block. I like their ability to come off some screening action. They have multiple drivers, but you're not settling for a jump shot here. You are attacking the paint, trying to get to the rim, and trying to score inside. Now, NC State can't give up a layup. They don't have any fouls to give. And if it's a layup, I'm definitely fouling, okay? If not, I am playing the best defense, switching on everything, trying to keep the ball out of the paint.
State has the possession arrow. Debbie, do you like a quicker shot so you have a chance at an offensive rebound?
Well,
you don't want to run out the clock.
No, you're not running out the clock. You're definitely trying to get an offensive rebound if you can. Let's see if Trigger's on the ball, and let's see if NC State has their best defensive, their starting five on the floor.
Is this Jazzy Davidson's coming out party, the freshman for USC? Big moment here.
So they're sticking with their matchups, and they're not putting
Davidson's got it, and she gets the layup with 8 seconds to go. Timeout NC State to advance the ball to midcourt. The quick inbound beat State's defense, and an easy lay-in for Southern Cal and the freshman.
NC State's had trouble guarding ball screens tonight. And that was a simple ball screen and a dive to the block.
How about calling the rookie's number right here for Lindsey Gottlieb?
Just a really nice job and a great pass.
Hello, Jazzy. Huge second half. She's got 21 points. And now for NC State, is it going to be Zoe Brooks' turn? She's got 24 today.
So there's plenty of time here, right? So NC State's got to get the ball inbounds first, and then they got to do the same thing. Now you're switching it, right? NC State's trying to go off the bounce, trying to attack, trying to get something in the paint. And this is where the length and the switchability of USC on defense could be a problem.
Fouls to give, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing, layup, I'm fouling. I'm not giving up a wide open layup.
Jazzy Davidson, right now it stands as the game winner with 8.2 to play.
I think you deny Zoe Brooks as best you can and not let her touch the ball here.
Terrific read with Brooks overplaying towards midcourt, and they couldn't catch her to foul her.
Really good slip.
So now a 1 point advantage for Southern Cal. And NC State will inbound near midcourt.
What an exciting game in the first week of the season. This has been great. Second game for the Wolfpack, second game for the Trojans.
Samuels will inbounds. Davidson with those long arms right on her at the hash mark. It's Zam Jones. Now it's Brooks. Couple of dribbles off the bounce. Blocked and taken away by Samuels. And a whistle with 1.8 to go. Malia Samuels with a huge defensive play to snuff the ball away from Brooks.
That looks like all ball.
Lindsey Gottlieb, when we talked to her at shoot-around today, said, you know what, the starting lineup's a little bit fluid, but we like Malia Samuels as a game manager at the point, and she's a terrific defender.
She was right on point with that at the end of the game.
Showed us right there.
NC State still has a timeout to advance the ball.
And it's going to be at most a 2-point lead. Missed them both and a quick timeout. 1.2 to go.
Well, that's a lot of time that went off the clock at 1.8 to 1.2. I think they're going to have to take a look at the clock.
Let's see if we can bring in Dee Kantner here. Our rules analyst to tell us about what the officials are talking about and the difference now, catch or a tap here as the final seconds wind down, D.
Well, first of all, let's go back. I think they're probably going to put a little more time back on the clock because she got that rebound, immediately called the timeout. .3 has to come off the clock. I will be surprised if Jenna over there is going to add some time.
Okay.
So then should have probably about 1.5, 1.4 left. Plenty of time to dribble, shoot.
Yep. D. Kantner, our rules analyst.
.3 is the thing. So 1.8 to .3 off the clock. It should be 1.5. You got time for a catch, one dribble. This is where you might need a direct feed to the block.
Yeah, because a bucket wins it. What a fourth quarter here. USC rallying from an 11-point deficit, grabbing the late lead. Both teams missing late free throws here to keep the other side in it.
I might look for Camille Pierre here on a post up. Well, they put .8. They left the clock at 1.8,
wow,
so they didn't take any time off. I thought .3 had to come off.
So right, it's back to 1.8 to what it was on the missed free throw here. Brooks will inbound. Do they try and get it right back to her? Do they have time for it? It is a post up for Pierre. They couldn't get it to her, so they'll use their final timeout. So neither side has one left. Pierre wanted it. She thought she had room.
They've had trouble feeding the post all game. Good job to take vision away by USC. No, I'm not sure that Westmore won't change anything right here.
So I think we want to go back, D, and revisit. So 1.8 is on the clock, and then the miss, they don't take any time off.
I have to admit I'm confused. I mean, their .3 has to come off when she touches that ball. I don't know how they left it at 1.8 unless the table did not give them good information on the time of possession. I mean, on the original time of the free throw.
So you're relying on the table at that situation on the clock?
Well, you look at the replay, and I thought Jenna was looking at that. So I'm just a little confused. The play commenced at 1.8. I don't know why no time came off when she rebounded.
Well, let's see if that comes into play here on this final inbound. They don't have a timeout to call, so they have to get it in.
Zoe Brooks, your best passer. Now Camille Pierre is going to start on the top of the floor instead of on the opposite block.
Good size on the inbounder for Southern Cal. As it stands, Jazzy Davidson has a game winner. Will it stay that way? They try and lob over the top, and it's picked off. And USC with a ferocious rally here in the fourth quarter comes all the way back from an 11-point deficit to stun NC State. And Southern Cal has a top 10 win in hostile territory here in Charlotte. Jazzy Davidson, massive second half for the freshman as we welcome her to the big stage in women's college basketball, and she comes through with a game winner and denies NC State back-to-back ranked wins to start the year. 2-0 for Southern Cal. They win it 69-68. There's your game winner. And Jazzy Davidson puts it away. Juju Watkins and her teammates loving every minute of it. And then Malia Samuels with a block late. And NC State is denied by USC. For our entire crew, thanks for being with us. Let's get you off to some volleyball.